Good evening and welcome to Bonham High School for the bi-district round of the girls UIL Class 3A volleyball playoffs. I'm Stephen Johnston, here to bring you Chisum Lady Mustang volleyball as the number 3 ranked Mustangs start their playoff journey. And speaking of playoff journeys, let's get to the road to the UIL presented by your Texas Ford dealer. For the Chisum Lady Mustangs, ranked number 3 in the state, they are 36-4 on the season, 10-0 out of District 12-3A, and it is their first district title in a decade. Along the way, they're currently on a 27-match win streak and looking to extend that here tonight to 28 games. However, they will have to deal with the Leonard Lady Tigers, who have had a phenomenal year of their own at 33-7. However, 5 of those losses came in district play. There were 7-5 in District 11-3A. That's good enough for 3rd place, and that lands them with the bi-district matchup against the Chisum Lady Mustangs. The winner of this one tonight will advance to take on the winner of 10th-ranked Boyd, who is taking on Trinity Leadership this evening, and that is your road to the UIL, brought to you by your Texas Ford dealer. And with that said, the Chisum Lady Mustangs on the floor, warming up, getting ready for this one, and a packed house and people continuing to flood into Bonham. This is a great neutral location and a very nice gym out here in Bonham. The Leonard side, on the home side, or on the visitor side rather, they are showing up for their team that is 33-7. We mentioned that. 7-5, however, in district play. So a little bit unusual to see a team with that overall record, however, finish 3rd in their respective district. Now, for the Chisum Lady Mustangs, Lamar County has really embraced this team. They've shown a ton of love to their Lady Mustangs, and not just a district title at 10-0, but we mentioned the number 3 ranking. We mentioned how they are on a 27-match win streak, and the side on the home court here in Bonham is filling up extremely quickly. Now, all that said, that's phenomenal. That is great. Regular season, incredible. However, we all know what matters most, and that is the playoffs. So one of these teams, 30 wins is an incredible accomplishment. You've got 2 of them on the floor here tonight, and someone's season will come to a conclusion in the very first round. Whenever you win 30 games in a volleyball season, you probably don't anticipate your outing being in the bi-district round, but that certainly will be what happens this evening. Now, for the home side, the Chisum Lady Mustangs, these young ladies have been outstanding all year, and we're talking about Taylor Crutcher, who looks like she is on her way back, missed most of district with an injury. You also have Destiny Bennett, Heidi Wheaton, Kennedy Ball, Breland Bridges, Logan Meyer, Olivia Crawford, Jazz Smith, the libero, Caitlin Springett, Addie Bradbury, Kyrie Dirksen, and Katie Bush. And when you talk about opportunity, this is a monumental opportunity for the Chisum Lady Mustangs. 9 of these young ladies are seniors for the Chisum Lady Mustangs. So for those 9, it is all or nothing time. And we have about 1 minute until we get to our first match. And we are going to step aside and hear from our local Ford dealer right here on Game Day.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road, from up in Amarillo down to San Antone. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in Texas.
And back here in Bonham on Game Day, thank you so much for sponsoring this bi-district round of the Texas high school volleyball playoffs, and that buzzer is about to ring. They'll do the starting lineups. We'll get to the national anthem, and then it is go time in the playoffs. And I'll tell you this, regular season, we've seen times when the Chisum Lady Mustangs, maybe they fall behind a set or two even, and the pressure never really got to them. You could see it on the court, playing fast and loose, smiling, laughing. That is definitely something I observed about this Chisum Lady Mustang team, is that they don't seem to get rattled. Now, we're at a different point in the year. We are in the playoffs. That means that there is no tomorrow if you slip. The margin for error goes out the window. And for the Leonard Lady Tigers, you have to imagine that, man, this is a tough draw. You win 33 games, and in district you go 7-5. That's the baffling part that I just have trouble wrapping my mind around with Leonard, is dropping 5 of your 7 season total losses in district play. Now, that would suggest and hint that that was a tough district, right? Well, the Chisum Lady Mustangs, they come out of a district with a very good Commerce team, a very good Lone Oak team, a very young Lone Oak team, and then, of course, you have a rival in Prairie Land. Mount Vernon tends to bring an athletic team, and so they are well tested. As a matter of fact, those 4 losses for the Chisum Lady Mustangs came against strictly schools that were bigger than they were. We're talking 4A, 5A, and 6A, all at the Sanger tournament. So that is certainly something that they can hang their hat on as the PA announcer announces the Chisum Lady Mustangs. Very excited for this matchup here tonight, and we will pause for our nation's anthem here on Game Day. All right, and that is a playing of what I think is Leanne Rhymes' rendition of the national anthem. And of course, there are always UIL announcements to be made, and one of those is the new rule that, hey, you act unruly, you can be thrown out by the officials. It does not have to be a school representative going and getting an officer. Officer comes out and the officer takes care of it. Not at all. Now, a ref can stop the match, turn, point, say you're out. Used to, you had to go directly get an officer, and the officer had to handle it, whatever the case may be, a school representative. And that is something new and very, very much a point of emphasis for the UIL. Now, that's not going to happen here tonight. We've got 2 classy crowds from Leonard and from our Chisum Mustang faithful in Lamar County who are ready to watch their team as Leonard has their team called out. As they run by, tossing souvenirs into the stands for the Leonard Lady Tiger faithful. And I'm really excited for what the Chisum Lady Mustangs will bring to the floor tonight. Had a chance to talk with a couple of those ladies before the match, including Jazz Smith, Addie Bradbury, and they said, look, we're taking it one game at a time. We know the ranking, we know the streak, and yes, you know, every time that a number gets added to that streak, it flips from 23, the school record, to 24, 5, 6, now 27 straight. Yeah, the pressure mounts a little bit more, but we're taking it one practice at a time, one game at a time. And you know that has been instilled in them by their leader, Coach Laura Nickerson, guiding this team to the success that they've had this season as we get ready to announce our Chisum Lady Mustangs onto the floor. As they announce senior Taylor Crutcher, and man, I gotta say, this young lady, you know, she goes down, has the ankle towards the beginning of district, and having to sit and watch her team has to be a challenge. And now she gets to dress out. Maybe a little bit of tape on the left ankle, but other than that, no brace, no anything like that. So very excited to have her here with us. We'll see if she gets on the floor tonight, but otherwise, you know that these ladies are pumped to have their teammate back on the bench, fully dressed out. And we'll one more time go through this lineup for the Chisum Lady Mustangs. We mentioned Crutcher, Destiny Bennett, Heidi Wheaton, Kennedy Ball, Breland Bridges, Logan Meyer, Olivia Crawford, Jaslyn Smith, the libero, Caitlin Springett, Addie Bradbury, Kyrie Dirksen, and Katie Bush. And finally, that last one being announced, Kate Bush. And they will ceremoniously run to the middle of the floor, shake hands, and we'll get this thing underway, man. And I am pumped. Want to remind you, as you come in on Facebook watching, as you're coming in on Facebook watching, be sure that you give the game a share. Let the community know where they can watch the number 3 ranked Chisum Lady Mustangs. They'll see it on your page. And hey, Game Day is brand new. We've been around since August, right? So we're trying to build up our following so that people in Lamar County and the surrounding area can know where to watch these young ladies, where to watch Friday night football, of course, basketball when that season comes around. We're not quite ready for basketball just yet, though, ladies and gentlemen. And then, of course, baseball, softball, and we highlight, recognize tons of kids from around the area. And now, something that I love about this, you probably heard that stomp in the background. That was the student section who does the opening with the Chisum Lady Mustangs, in case you guys are wondering how close of attention the fans have been paying. I mean, they will do the dances that the girls do on the court whenever an ace
This game is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
As Springett rotates in for Wheaton, and it'll be Leonard with first service to get this thing started. Thank you very much to our presenting sponsors, Texas Furniture and Appliance and Red River Credit Union. Springett bumps to the front row. Bradbury right out of the gate, baby. Wasting no time saying, here's who we are. And it'll be Jazz Smith to serve. And Leonard bumps to the front row, and you had Leonard trying to give it right back, and they do. They're gonna say they got a tip on the ball, so 1-1. And man, those two serve receives just mirrored one another from the pass to the front, set to the middle, and the kill. Now on the other end, here's Chisum. Spring it, and Dirksen. And point is going to go over to the Chisum Lady Mustangs as Bennett will rotate in for Dirksen. And it'll be Addie Bradbury at the service line. Outside set, spring it, puts it up, and hard bounce off the rafters, but Chisum handles it and sends it back over. Phenomenal defense from Bradbury on the back row, and free ball back to Leonard. Leonard, they get another outside set. And it'll just be sent wide for Bradbury. Taps her chest, says my fault, and service will go back to the Leonard Lady Tigers. So right out of the gate, a little bit back and forth. And here's a short touch. And that was Wheaton. And I tell you, this is it's a nice gym, make no mistake about it, here in Bonham. Short, though. And we've seen that come into play a couple of times as the ball getting up into the rafters as Kiki Ball defensively does a good job handling that. And you can tell both of these teams as point finally goes over to Chisum, but a nice rally. You can see why they each won 30 games. On the other side, it's Meyer serving. Back set, Wheaton gets it to go. And that was a big swing from Heidi Wheaton. And Logan Meyer now serving. And there is Olivia Crawford. And I tell you what, this is the challenge that the Chisum Lady Mustangs bring is, okay, you look at Wheaton, you look at Logan Meyer, look at Bradbury, and then they can bring height off the bench at the net as well. And there's a block. Job well done. And Bennett will send it over. Back set for Leonard. And yeah, there's Bennett again along with Crawford. And there's Crawford again. Phenomenal job by this Chisum defense that they're playing at the net. And on the back row, they get it. Do they? No. That would have been something special, but the point does go over to Leonard. Phenomenal effort from the Chisum Lady Mustangs. And now Leonard serving, spring it, back set. Here's Wheaton, and this one is going to go awry, and the rafters definitely helping Leonard on that one, but it doesn't do much for him there on a big swing from Destiny Bennett. So now Caitlin Springett set to serve. And we mentioned the number of girls, Jazz Smith playing at the net as well. But there are probably 4 or 5 young ladies who bring a very wicked serve to the line. The reaction from Chisum is just phenomenal. Spring it, passing outside to Bennett. Bennett dumps over the net. And now a big swing from Leonard, but they can't get it to go. And I'll tell you, that's got to be frustrating. That's one of your better hits early on. And they're going to say this one was touched, or are they saying in the net or under the net? Either way, point goes over to the Leonard Lady Tigers. Heidi Wheaton will come out. Bennett pass to the front row. Crawford, oh, just kind of found the middle of the floor. And a great attempt from Leonard, but sometimes you just put the ball in the right spot as Kyrie Dirksen comes in and she'll serve. And we mentioned those young ladies from Chisum. They have a number that can bring a very difficult serve to handle. As here's Bradbury, nothing you can do about it. Here it is, you know it's coming. Can you stop it? An early 8-4 lead for the Chisum Lady Mustangs as Dirksen goes back to the service line. Spring it. Bradbury pushes it over down the line. And early on, Chisum Lady Mustangs feeling themselves as Dirksen spring it. Meyer, Crawford got it caught in the net. And that's really the first mistake that I guess you could say from the Chisum Lady Mustangs. Otherwise, any point that Leonard had gotten had to be well earned. Setting up outside, Bradbury long. And 9-6. And this will be Jasper Cunningham serving for Leonard to Dirksen. Set up, Jazz puts it right over the double block. Leonard's able to handle it as back to the Lady Tigers and just kind of punchy over the net. Set up to Bradbury, and this one again on the top of the net just didn't quite have that. Well, needed about 2 more inches to get it over the net. But nonetheless, Cunningham back to the service line for Leonard. Back set, Crawford, and point's gonna go over to the Chisum Lady Mustangs, and Kiki Ball rotating back in for Olivia Crawford, and Ball will be set to serve. Outside set, and this one is gonna land. I think it was touched regardless. So the point goes over to Leonard. Looks like Avery Ross set to serve. And a great job defensively by their libero, Olivia Ayler. But here comes Chisum. Yeah, again. I'll tell you this, when you set to 10, Coach Nickerson has told me, look, I tell her sometimes the dump kills, sometimes, you know, the soft stuff, it can mess with their head. Try it. And, well, just not very interested in it is Bradbury. She loves the big swing. As Leonard, after falling behind a little bit early on this first set, they're right in it, 11-9. And you can expect every playoff matchup to be a tight one. And this point's gonna go over to Leonard. And even though Chisum jumped out, I think 9-4 type of lead early on, you could tell that Leonard is a very good defensive team, going right down the line, getting it to land. And it'll be Bradbury back to serve. And this is what the best teams do, okay? Got off to a hot start. You know that Leonard is gonna return punch, right? They're not just gonna lay down here in the playoffs as you see here. But you got to be able to weather that, and you got to be able to come out swinging as well. And as we mentioned, if you can see it on camera, you know, give up a point. It's a one-score game, as there's one that lands for Chisum. And what do you see the Chisum Lady Mustangs doing? They laugh, they go and pat each other. Hey, you know, you got it next time. This is what we're going to do. As Olivia Crawford rotates in. It'll be Logan Meyer to serve. Set straight up, and this one's long. And again, we mentioned that Leonard hasn't really made just a lot of mistakes, and neither has Chisum. You know, so far it's been very much, you know, you're going to get what you can earn, but that long swing, one of the first few mistakes, and then you've got Heidi Wheaton forcing the ball into the double block, and it gets caught in between them and the net. And so it will be Logan Meyer to serve again. Outside set, and just a great swing from Leonard. 15-12 every time. Chisum starts to kind of extend that out. Leonard comes back. Bradbury pushes it up front. Here's Crawford. Set outside, Spring gets there. And Bradbury just has to free it over. Nice set that time. Really wonderfully set by Leonard, and just a tough ball. So it'll be Madison Jones to serve. Spring it forward, outside, and a nice swing that time from Heidi Wheaton. Nelson spring it. She'll be at the service line. Nice serve, great rotation on that ball. Pass forward, now outside, fighting at the net. Great job by Leonard, and that was Riley Brown in the middle. And even though Leonard has not led in this first set, they certainly haven't allowed Chisum to take any kind of a comfortable lead as Jazz Smith. Great placement, but better defense, and Spring it. Great job defending as well. Smith will have to free ball over. Set up to Brown. Brown just pushes that one over. Also a game of adjustments that you got to make. And Coach Nickerson, after that one, you could see her looking intently as here's Chisum sending over from Jazz Smith. Set up, there's Brown again. This one is wide, or long rather. And my eyes will play tricks on me on there's a gray line that shoots straight across, and that's not it. It's the black line in front of it. So that's something that you got to keep in mind. And when I say you got to keep in mind, I mean me. As Bradbury, yes, gets the point going to the Chisum Lady Mustangs. And this is the part where you would love to make, even if it's just a mini run. Set up outside. Great job by Wheaton, or Logan Meyer rather. and pushed over. And just catching, you get a look at how the defense is set up, and do I want to set to my outside hitter or do I want to dump kill? And they went for the dump that time and got it. 18-16, Chisum still with the lead as they're going to go to Bradbury, and this one, they kept it alive some way, somehow, and earned the point. Wow. And now if you're Chisum, you got to keep your mind straight because something like that can be a little bit of a momentum turner. You thought you had the big kill, but phenomenal defensively. And they're going to go right back to her and swing and a miss. But they're saying it was out, and when I say swing and a miss, I mean she didn't get the ball at all, and the ball ends up out of play. So first, you get rewarded for tremendous effort, and then you get a little luck on your side. And man, isn't that the way things go? Dirksen defensively from the back row, and yeah. And it's almost like Chisum was saying, okay, you stopped at that time. We're gonna come right back to it. See if you can do it again. Kiki ball set to serve. Set outside. (19-18), just a phenomenal start to this by-district round. And set in the middle. Now Chisum has to chase it and just punches it right into the net, and we're tied up. Ava Flowers set to serve. And Leonard, they didn't look all that in order that time. They were able to get it over. As Jazz Smith with a block in the middle. Back set, pushed, and they're gonna say a lift. And now Leonard has taken the lead with Flowers serving. First lead of the first set for the Leonard Lady Tigers, and they give it away. Serve goes out as Heidi Wheaton rotates in for Caitlin Springett. Jazz Smith to serve. Set up. And they love hitting from the middle. They've got a couple of big girls that can do it. Blocked at the net. And this time, just can't get that defensive swing back into play. And Leonard right back to it, 21-20. Now, when you look up, like, let's say Max Preps, when you look up those games and you don't have the subscription, you can't get the real details and everything. You know, you guys have tried it. But you'll see Leonard, you know, losing 5 district matches, and that's something that has kind of confounded us for a team that won 30+. And here's a timeout. We'll get back to that thought momentarily. We will be right back after the timeout here on Game Day.
We're so excited you decided to become a member.
Thanks, I didn't think it would be this easy.
I know. We've opened up memberships so even more people can take advantage of our amazing services.
Are you gonna clean this up?
Become a new member and take advantage of all RRCU can offer. Experience the credit union difference anytime, anywhere.
No, seriously, are you gonna clean this up?
Do you RRCU?
This game is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
And back here in Bonham, where the Chisum Lady Mustangs led throughout this set. And we get to the back end of it, and Leonard not necessarily, I wouldn't say comes alive. I mean, they have stuck right there with Chisum the entirety of the opening set, but take the lead here late. And it's going to be Emma Hauser serving. Spring it, passes forward, set up. And Leonard doing a great job, and a point's going to go over to Leonard. I think they're going to say in the net. And so it'll be Hauser from the service line again. Ball. And we mentioned how neither team really making a mistake. And that continues to pretty well be the case. I mean, both of these teams are just playing phenomenal volleyball, and Leonard 1 point away from an opening set win here on Game Day.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road, from up in Amarillo down to San Antone. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in Texas.
And we are back here in Bonham, 24-20. I believe it was an 18-15 Chisum lead, and that's where I said, look, this is where you need that mini run, and instead it's Leonard who has gone on the run, and they have taken over this first set, and they win it. So we will switch sides. 3 minutes, and we will start set number 2 here in Bonham with Chisum down 1-0 here on Game Day.
We're here at the biggest game of the year for the kickoff, and I say these local guys have no competition, John.
No doubt, Stephen. Why sweat in the press box?
When you can sit like a king.
And we got the best seats in the house right here, baby.
Where every seat is the best seat.
Oh yeah, Texas Furniture and Appliance. Local since 1927.
These players are definitely in their comfort zone.
You say something?
Ready to rep your school and your wallet?
I'm here to open a student account and score that sweet school debit card.
With no monthly fees, mobile banking, and a debit card that shows your school pride, our student account is built for your game plan.
Get in the game. Open yours today.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
Hello everyone, I'm Jason with Golden Corral in Texarkana. I've got big cheers going out to Lone Star Heating and Air. I talked with Matt Shirley over at Lone Star Heating and Air. They actually came out, looked to see what we needed. They ordered the supplies or the equipment and everything. They came in and they did the install. They did 2 units in 1 day with no business disruptions whatsoever. Thanks to Lone Star Heating and Air, we got our air up and going and everything's running good.
This game is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. This game is brought to you.
And we are back here in Bonham getting ready for set number 2, about a minute away from starting the second set. I'd like to thank some of our sponsors, including First Federal Community Bank and Moore CDJR. Montgomery Moore, thank you so very much for making this possible. Of course, great crowd here in Bonham from Chisum, from Paris, Texas. But of course, not everybody gets to come. You know, it's Thursday night. People are getting off work. You know, they got to work in the morning. So, you know, it's folks like the people at First Federal Community Bank, the people at Moore CDJR who make Paris Game Day possible for us to come out here and bring the game to you, whether you're in your living room or wherever it may be. So, second set, starting off, Chisum Lady Mustangs. First point, just like in the first set. And I'll tell you this, what we've seen from Chisum in matches prior when they drop that first set, they come back with a pretty ferocious approach. As Bradbury with a dump over the double block up front and then hit into the net. That was Avery Ross who took a swing. And so ball, pass forward to Leonard. And really, it was Leonard defensively that kept them hanging around. I thought Chisum did a phenomenal job at times, but here, it's another big swing from Addie Bradbury. And the Chisum Lady Mustangs open up with a 3-0 lead. Still a long way to go. That first set taught us that. Diving forward for the pass up front. Spring it goes down to one knee. And then Bradbury pushes it over. It finds the floor. 4-0. As Leonard, teammates turning around saying, hey, keep your head. It's a great time to do so. As Spring it keeps it in play. Bradbury does as well. Free ball over. And Leonard, with a big swing from the front row, scores their first point, their first kill. And it'll be Ava Flowers set to serve. Spring it to ball, set up to Bradbury. And meanwhile, two very good defensive turns there until Leonard sends it out, and it'll be Jazz Smith set to serve. 5-1, and again, Chisum started out relatively the same. Great serve from Jazz, 0 rotation, tough to handle. But Leonard sends it back, and Chisum has a little trouble with it. So now Emma Hauser serving for Leonard. And that one just an error on the serve receive. And we mentioned not a ton of mistakes, some in that first set, but Chisum gave away a point that time. And they're going to say this ball did not land in and goes over to the Chisum Lady Mustangs. Now, Leonard certainly thought it did. However, you've got that line judge there for a reason as Dirksen checks out. Destiny Bennett comes in, and Addie Bradbury set to serve. And just catches it over the net. 7-3, eerily similar to how that first set started, as the Chisum Lady Mustangs had a 9-4 lead to get things going, as Bradbury sends it long on the service. Olivia Ayler, the libero for Leonard. Cross set, double block at the net. Job well done by the Chisum Lady Mustangs. And they'll go right back to it, but, it's going to be out. They had the double block, and they did a great job of it, but couldn't catch the line. And now 7-5. Ayler back at it. Ball. Tried a little bit of a dump kill. And point's going to go over. Great effort to not get under the net that time by Flowers, but nonetheless, point goes over to Chisum. And it'll be Logan Meyer set to serve. Spring it. Goes down to dig that one up, and then a great job from Hauser from Leonard, and this one blocked and sent out of bounds. Man, when I say this set and the first one are mirroring one another, they certainly are. Chisum, got out to what would end up being their largest lead, as this one, job well done by Springett. And again, on the double block, that ball deflecting hard left or right, making it difficult for the Chisum Lady Mustangs. The previous one went out of bounds, and that one just shot to their left side. And here's a hard hit and a tough job. Those rafters playing a part as it hit a rafter, deflected upwards, hit another one, and ultimately ended up at the feet of the front row of the visitor stands as Springett hits a nice serve, and this one's going to go well out, and the point goes over to the Chisum Lady Mustangs. Springett set to serve again. Pass forward, back set, blocked at the net, and a great job from Chisum getting that one over. I think it was Jazz Smith. And then a hard hit, and that was tipped. Point goes over to the Chisum Lady Mustangs. And it was probably going out. As a matter of fact, it was certainly going out. But making the effort from the back row was Leonard. And now the Chisum Lady Mustangs up 11-7. Springett. And that's just great placement. I think that was Destiny Bennett. And now timeout Leonard, 12-7. Chisum with the lead here in set number 2. Leonard leading 1-0 here on Game Day.
At Moore Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Paris, we can make your next vehicle purchase simple, stress-free, and built around you. Whether you're looking for a rugged Ram truck, an adventurous Jeep, or a quality pre-owned, we have the right vehicle for you at the right price. And with over 700 five-star reviews, our customers know that our friendly, knowledgeable staff is here for you. So come see us off the Loop in Paris, Texas, and for more details, visit morecdjr.com.
Back here on Game Day, Chisum Lady Mustangs 12, Leonard 7 here in set number 2, looking to even this one up. As Leonard took the first set 25-20. And now the Chisum Lady Mustangs have Caitlin Springett serving. And can't get that one to catch the top of the net. And a point handed over to Leonard. And for the Lady Tigers, it'll be Leah Stoy. And a couple of self-inflicted errors. About to welcome Leonard back into this second set after Chisum. And there's another one just not able to handle a pair of serves. Make no mistake, tough serves. Got to give Stoy credit. So that one dives towards the floor, and now you got to get her off the service line, and they do. 13-10. Dirksen will rotate in for Bennett. And Leah Stoy, with her serviceability, tough ones, kind of keep things from getting away from Leonard. As Springett trying to get down and dig that one up, catches the standard. It's 13-11. And now Jasper Cunningham going to the service line. Popped up, Springett will send it to the middle of the court. Free ball from Smith. Dirksen to Meyer. And I'll tell you what, there has been times in this match. Here's Bradbury, who just can't get a hand on it. Now we are 13-12. There's been times when, man, like defensively, there have been some very impressive plays from both of these teams. And now you have Logan Meyer collecting the kill. Or no, excuse me, that was Crutcher. And congratulations, Taylor. We mentioned she missed most of district play with an injury, and now back here tonight getting some run. And a big swing from Ross, but it goes right into the middle of the net. And again, at 15-12, you'd like to make a little bit of a run here if you are the Chisum Lady Mustangs. And this one popped up. Meyer sends it forward, set right back up for Meyer. And a great job defensively from Leonard. Dirksen to ball, cross court. Bradbury trying to get it back from earlier. And Leonard is gonna fight for it and end up sending it back over. Bradbury again, can you do it one more time? No. No. How many times have we seen Chisum do that? Like, hey, you know, great job. You know, you stopped an Addie Bradbury swing only for them to say, now show me you can do it again. And not many teams can do it multiple times, especially in one rally. And this one nearly, oh man, nearly caught Neville in the chops, but she's able to deflect it straight down to the floor as Ball continues her service. Kiki to Springett, Bradbury. And Leonard gonna take their turn. And here's Bradbury again, just can't keep it in. But that is probably the best stretch that Chisum has played so far to kind of give themselves a touch. And when I say a touch, no, you can't do that. Can't have the miscommunication and self-inflicted wounds. Because when I say a touch of breathing room, it can evaporate in a hurry. Dirksen, ball, sets up Smith, touch. And Bradbury, just a crafty, clever move at the net. Makes it 18-14 as Heidi Wheaton comes back in. Springett rotates out. Smith at the service line. Smith. Back set to Neville. They keep it up and send it over. Double block at the net. Great job by Wheaton. And this time, just a good swing and a kill, simple as that. And so for Leonard, you're gonna have Emma Hauser at the service line. Dirksen ahead to Ball. Ball just a little back dump kill. Dirksen. Ball outside to Bradbury. And a nice swing to keep that one in. One-handed, and Leonard rewarded with the point. Now this is, like I said, this match in the second set has really mirrored the first. And Chisum led 18-15 in that first set, and it was Leonard who made a little bit of a rally and then ultimately won that first set. So Chisum, you got to get it going here. They push it forward, Spring gets there, set up, and a great swing, and can't keep it inside the standard. The point goes over to Chisum. And one thing about Leonard that I'm seeing is, not just the digs, but on those blocks, the ball is under control, right? And it's not often that you're seeing it shoot hard off to the left or to the right. As Spring it defensively, just phenomenal. Set up in the middle, and it's Neville getting it to go. And now she'll check out, and it'll be Riley Brown rotating in for her. And you're gonna have Ayler to serve. Back set, cross court, sprinting for it, and now just having to push it over. And Chisum winning that battle at the net, 20-17. And with service coming their way is Crutcher coming back in for Ball. And Logan Meyer set to serve. And I don't know how Chisum got that one over. And then no play on the ball from the front row. And it is 21-17. Timeout Leonard. We'll take a timeout with them here on Game Day.
At Raffaele Property Management, keeping our tenants comfortable is a top priority. That's why we trust Lone Star Heat and Air. They've always been dependable, quick to respond, and their work is top-notch. Whether it's routine service or an urgent call, they take care of it with professionalism and care. We couldn't recommend Lone Star Heat and Air more for anyone looking for a reliable HVAC service.
And back here on Game Day is, got a look at the Chisum Lady Mustang cheerleaders, sponsored by Sky Athletics, cheerleading and tumbling. Thank you so very much to those guys, helping make Game Day possible and sponsoring and supporting our local cheerleaders in Lamar County. As that set not quite timed well, Brown makes a smart decision. Meanwhile, job well done defensively by Leonard. Here's Spring it. And Chisum having to recover, but a great job again by Leonard, and a point gonna go over to the Leonard Lady Tigers. And I'll tell you, there's a number of times when there's probably close to 10 points, I would say, between the first set and this one, where, your typical teams don't get, or they'll get rewarded a point, but defensively, both of these clubs just doing tremendous. 21-19 now. Spring it forward to Meyer. Here's Crawford, big hit. 22-19, and Chisum looking to close out this second set, 3 points away. Spring it set to serve. Set to Brown. Brown has it blocked. 2 points away. And And it'll be spring it again. Set to the outside, just has to push it over. Crutcher is there. And then the ball falls in the middle of nowhere. Popped it up and just no one there attacking. And now Caitlin Springett and her Lady Mustangs 1 point away from a second set victory. The dump kill is no good. And now sent over by Chisum. Outside big hit, great job by the Lady Mustangs. And this one, Leonard defensively, great job as they go right back. I'll tell you what, 12, Leah Stoy is a phenomenal all-around player. Not only does she hit hard at the net, elevates well, but she can do some damage at the service line too. So Chisum 1 point away, but Stoy gave them trouble earlier. Job well done there. Bennett can't get it in. Can't keep it from going wide. 24-21. Springett sets up. Bradbury into the net. 24-22. And now timeout. Chisum. They don't want to let this one slip away. We will be right back with the conclusion of the second set here on Game Day.
Sorry you're under the weather, Susie. Here are those loan docs.
Oh, thanks, James. I'm so glad we didn't have to delay this closing.
Tissue?
Thanks.
Secure and safe loan closings, or take care of just about any banking task. Experience the credit union difference. Anytime, anywhere. With RRCU's digital banking. Do you RRCU?
And out of the timeout, it'll be Stoy for Leonard at the service line. Chisum has led 24-19 and 3 straight points from Leonard. Trying to extend this second set. Bennett, and Bennett will be the one to push it over. And a great job from Chisum. Set outside, and there it is. Chisum wins set number 2, 25-22. Third set coming right around the corner here on Game Day.
Hey, I'm Josh Charette, project manager with 2B Builders. We're a local GC here in Texarkana. We have Lone Star out here doing our heating and AC. They do a good job for us. We really appreciate the customer service that they provide. I know that at Lone Star Heating and Air, I can always call Matt or Dave, their head commercial HVAC guy, and they will always pick up the phone when I need them. And that's a big thing when we're working out here on these commercial projects. Usually when we're in a bind, we need something and we need it pretty quickly, and we can rely on Lone Star for that.
Yay! We're so excited you decided to become a member.
Thanks, I didn't think it would be this easy.
I know. We've opened up memberships so even more people can take advantage of our amazing services.
Are you gonna clean this up?
Become a new member and take advantage of all RRCU can offer. Experience the credit union difference. Anytime, anywhere.
No, seriously, are you gonna clean this up?
Do you RRCU?
We're here at the biggest game of the year for the kickoff. And I say these local guys have no competition, John.
No doubt, Stephen. Why sweat in the press box?
When you can sit like a king.
And we got the best seats in the house right here, baby.
Where every seat is the best seat.
Oh yeah, Texas Furniture and Appliance. Local since 1927.
These players are definitely in their comfort zone.
You say something?
By your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
Road to the UIL presented by your Texas Ford dealer, and the Chisum Lady Mustangs, Leonard Lady Tigers knotted up here 1 set apiece as we get ready for the third set. The Chisum Lady Mustangs 36-4 on the season, 10-0. in District 12-3A and on a 27-match win streak that started following a very tough Sanger tournament where they dropped matches, their only matches dropped this year, to 4A, 5A, and 6A opponents. Here they are in the bi-district round. Meanwhile, the Leonard Lady Tigers, a phenomenal year of their own, 33-7 on the year, 7-5, third place in District 11-3A behind Coach Lindsey Carter-Giles, and they have shown up and competed hard with the Chisum Lady Mustangs. The winner of this one plays the winner of number 10 ranked Boyd and Trinity Leadership, who is in action tonight as well. That is your road to the UIL presented by your Texas Ford dealer, and it will be Leonard getting things started, serving in the third set, and it'll be Ava Flowers doing those honors. Bradbury, Meyer, Springett, Dirksen, Kiki Ball, and Jazz Smith on the floor for the Chisum Lady Mustangs. As we await the officials as looking at the scores book and now given the okay. Springett. Back set, blocked. Can't keep it in. Point goes over to Leonard. And that's one thing that we talked about in those first couple of sets is, you get that double block on the outside. Even if you do a good job with the double block, here's Bradbury. And they shoot this one into the rafters, doesn't make contact. And instead, it'll be Chisum setting Bradbury up for a hard hit and a swing and a kill. So it'll be Jazz Smith serving. Really nice serve and really well done defensively, but there is the double block at the net from Meyer and Wheaton. And that's how you prefer it to be done. As Leonard has done a good job of, setting right on the edge so that you don't have much margin on those blocks. A great job there again by Wheaton, and Wheaton goes for the kill, but it's long. And now Springett coming in for Jazz. Emma House set to serve for Leonard. Knotted up at 2 here in the early goings of set number 3, tied up 1 set apiece. And just a brilliant move from Heidi Wheaton, getting it not just over the double block, but over the next defender. And then Leonard with one last line of defense, not able to keep it off the floor. Bradbury serves. Set outside, blocked. And once again, the tandem of Wheaton and Meyer at the net. Want to remind you guys on Facebook as you're coming in, be sure that you share this game so that Paris, Texas can know where to watch the number 3 ranked Chisum Lady Mustangs and Addie Bradbury. And I tell you, as you guys get a look following that ace, I can't tell you how many Chisum Mustang volleyball fans do that dance. And once again at the net, Bennett can't keep it on the Leonard side, and it'll be the Lady Tigers set to serve with the Chisum Lady Mustangs leading 5-3. I'll tell you, Heidi Wheaton with some authority and a great trajectory as Crutcher rotating in. But, man, I tell you, that is a brilliant kill for the Chisum Lady Mustangs. And, again, we're checking at the scorers table. And now given the go-ahead. Logan Meyer to serve. And Leonard nearly with some miscommunication. They're able to correct it. Set to the outside to Bennett. Now opposite end set. Bradbury tries to keep it off the floor with a kick, which we've seen her do before. It doesn't happen here. And now it'll be Madison Jones set to serve for Leonard. And they blow it dead. I don't know why. Not entirely sure what the stoppage was there, but we are back underway as Jones serves. Spring it forward, back set. And once again, it's Heidi Wheaton. She'll rotate out. Jazz Smith coming in. Caitlin Springett set to serve. And Chisum has taken an early lead in all 3 sets. Gave the first set away. Won set number 2. As this one just annihilates the net. That was their big hitter, Leah Stoy. Gives a point over to the Chisum Lady Mustangs, and Springett will be set to serve. And this one makes contact with the speaker. And we've talked about how these rafters a little bit short in this gym. And this one goes long. It's played an impact on a couple of rallies. I wouldn't say either team has had necessarily an advantage with it. I think each team has gotten a point out of it. Set up, and just a phenomenal placement there from Chisum. And that was Destiny Bennett. She'll rotate out for Dirksen, but that was an incredible piece of play there. Dirksen to serve. Set up to Brown. And it'll be Leonard sending it back Chisum's way. Set up to Bradbury. Not a ton of opportunities so far in this early part of the match in this 3rd set. And now 9-6. Leonard just able to find an open spot in the defensive set. Spring it forward. And now Bradbury from the middle of the floor. And they do a great job of sending it back Chisum's way. And this one is well wide. Point goes over to the Lady Mustangs. Kiki Ball rotates in, and they want them to reenact that rotation as Taylor Crutcher coming out. Again, can't express enough how great it is to see Taylor back out on the floor here tonight in the postseason. Service going over to Leonard with Chisum leading 10-7. This is how it's gone. No one has really had a very wide lead in this one here tonight. As a matter of fact, I think both sides, their biggest lead of the night, as Smith gets a hit on it, and it'll be long. I think each team, their largest lead of the night has been 5 apiece. Spring it ahead to Ball. And once again, going a little bit long. That time Bradbury. As Leonard continues service. Ball. And a great job from Meyer, just kind of finding an awkward place, but a wonderful job from, and I don't know how they don't see Leonard in the net there. And you're hoping for a ball don't lie scenario here, and it doesn't. It certainly seemed like she got up in the net on the Leonard side, but no call. They're gonna say it was the ball making contact, and now we're tied up here. A really good serve, and just kind of discombobulated on the hit, a little mistimed, and now Leonard with a lead. Flowers serving for Leonard, and that one falls in, just no one there to play the ball. Flowers spring it, a missed hit, and now great effort from Bradbury, but it's not going to be enough. Timeout, 13-10. Leonard with the lead. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
Ready to rep your school and your wallet?
I'm here to open a student account and score that sweet school debit card.
With no monthly fees, mobile banking, and a debit card that shows your school pride, our student account is built for your game plan.
Get in the game. Open yours today.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
First Federal Community Bank, the only bank you'll ever need.
And back here in Bonham, the Chisum Lady Mustangs trailing 13-10 here in the third set, knotted up one set apiece between Chisum and Leonard here in the bi-district round of the high school volleyball playoffs in Class 3A. Ball setting up Smith. And this one is going to be out. Oh. Yes. No. That certainly looked out. I guess they would have said that there was a touch on it, or maybe I'm looking at the wrong line again. Could be the case. Miscommunication from Chisum, and they got to get it together here in this second set. As Leonard still serving behind Ava Flowers. Leonard leading 15-10. Set up, Bradbury long, wide, either way. Well, they're gonna say a touch was on it. And so the point does go over to Chisum. They got the scoreboard operator as well. And they gave the point over to Leonard initially. And they're a lot closer than I am to that ball, so. Jazz Smith serving, and on the other end, there's the double block from Wheaton and Bradbury. And so Chisum with Jazz serving. Can't get it over the net. You could tell that was a little short-armed miss hit. And comes spring it, rotating in for Smith. And it's going to be Emma Hauser to serve. Dirksen, ball, and this one long again. They're just not getting the hits that they need on that ball. The sets are there. 17-12. Hauser again. Spring it, passing forward the ball. Set up, and great job that time. Bradbury getting the kill. And it'll be Destiny Bennett checking in. 17-13 as Bradbury set to serve. And it's a good one, but Leonard handles it well. And Leonard defensively hasn't allowed just a whole lot. You know, we've talked about this, you gotta earn it. And with few exceptions, yeah, Leonard has forced Chisum to earn it, and they currently have a 5-point lead over Our Lady Mustangs. Back set, kind of a squirrely ball, and Leonard can't get it back over. And Logan Meyer, who gets the kill, trying to pump her team up, saying, let's go. It's Taylor Crutcher rotating in for Kiki. And a great job from Meyer, but a job well done defensively. You know, we've seen that a few times here tonight where Leonard does something, you know, very well. Maybe it's spectacular, maybe it's bordering on that, but then fighting it over. Here's Spring it, setting it up, and Bennett. Spring it one more time. Bradbury in the middle of the floor. And this is the first set where you can say that Chisum's just kind of giving points away. 20-14, timeout. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
Sorry you're under the weather, Susie. Here are those loan docs.
Thanks, James. I'm so glad we didn't have to delay this closing.
Tissue?
Thanks.
Secure and safe loan closings, or take care of just about any banking task. Experience the credit union difference. Anytime, anywhere. With RRCU's digital banking. Do you RRCU?
And back here in Bonham on Paris Game Day, Chisum and Leonard tied up one set apiece. Leonard with a 20-14 lead here in set number 3. And again, that has been the case here in the third set. Chisum not able to find their big hits. They have had a number go wide and long. As Leonard on the other side, Bradbury, and into the net. Now Olivia Crawford will rotate in for Crutcher. And for the Leonard Lady Tigers, Madison Jones. And now this one in the third set. Pretty well getting away from the Chisum Lady Mustangs. Volleyball certainly a game where you're not done until you get that 2-point advantage over 25. But nonetheless, 23-14, you're looking at needing something pretty spectacular. And that one falls in. 24-14, and Chisum in danger of falling behind 2-1. As Leonard serving. And there you go. That's more like it. Heidi Wheaton gets the big kill, and she'll check out for Jazz Smith in rotation as Spring it. Back set by Leonard. Springett's there. Bradbury sending it forward, and Leonard keeping it off the floor and then finding the room. And that'll do it for set number 3. Chisum falls behind 2-1. Fourth set coming up right around the corner here on Game Day.
At Moore Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Paris, we can make your next vehicle purchase simple, stress-free, and built around you. Whether you're looking for a rugged Ram truck, an adventurous Jeep, or a quality pre-owned, we have the right vehicle for you at the right price. And with over 700 5-star reviews, our customers know that our friendly, knowledgeable staff is here for you. So come see us off the loop in Paris, Texas, and for more details, visit morecdjr.com.
At Raffaele Property Management, keeping our tenants comfortable is a top priority. That's why we trust Lone Star Heat and Air. They've always been dependable, quick to respond, and their work is top-notch. Whether it's routine service or an urgent call, they take care of it with professionalism and care. We couldn't recommend Lone Star Heat and Air more for anyone looking for a reliable HVAC service.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road, from up in Amarillo down to San Antone. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in Texas.
This game is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
And back in Bonham, it is crunch time for these Chisum Lady Mustangs. They trail 2-1, dropped the first set, won the second set, dropped the third set. And the good thing is, the positive for the Chisum Lady Mustangs is they have been here before. Down 2-0 to Commerce, storming back and winning 3 straight. And Commerce, certainly no slouch. Lone Oak fell behind that first set, 1 set, came back, won 3 straight. That's quality competition that they've had to go up against, where they've fallen behind and since went on to win. Now, coming into this fourth set, as I think that's Kiki Ball that served for the Chisum Lady Mustangs. Leonard gets the first point. But one thing in that third set, you know, we talk about Chisum, they fall behind, they still play fast and loose, they're smiling, they're laughing. Didn't see a lot of that in the third set. Coming out here in the fourth, I saw a lot of it. I saw the girls, you know, talking to each other, communicating with big smiles on their face. And I think that that's a good sign as Leonard takes an early 2-0 lead. Now, with that said, momentum certainly in favor of the Lady Tigers, but that can change in a hurry. All you need is 1 set win as Ball set to Smith, and this one they're gonna say tipped over to Chisum. And that was probably a little more obvious than I initially thought, that it was tipped, but couldn't tell if it was the net that maybe shot it over there or not, as Smith knuckleball serve. And this one way out. And that is one thing that Leonard has not done tonight, is, you know, pretty simple hit and send it out of play. Pass forward, set up. And that time Neville gets the kill. 3-2. You know it's not going to be easy. And you got to dig down deep if you're the Chisum Lady Mustangs. Good serve from Leonard. Set up to Bradbury. And once again, Bradbury fighting it over. And then Flowers not able to fight it back. And it'll be Bradbury set to serve. And Bradbury had some heat on the service, and I tell you, man, you talk about a game of inches, all sports are. If that one has an inch taller on it, yeah, that one didn't need anything extra. It had all it needed from Heidi Wheaton. And now Logan Meyer will be at the service line, and this one has just gone point for point in the early goings. Leonard. The dump kill over the double block. And now it'll be Jones to serve for Leonard. Back set. And once again, Heidi Wheaton. She'll come out for Jazz Smith, and so Smith, Crutcher, Bennett, Bradbury, Meyer, spring it on the floor, serving. Spring it will send it to the front of the net, and getting that one to land in, and that's Bennett. And now Chisum with a 6-5 lead. They have led in the early portion of every set, whether that be by 3 or 4 or so. As Leonard back set to the outside, blocked at the net. That time Bennett and Smith. And points gonna go over to the Chisum Lady Mustangs. And of course, taking objection is Leonard. And I love this about volleyball. You kind of have a player that, relays the information over to the official. As Chisum 7-5 here in set number 4. With Springett set to serve. And a great job by Springett. Leonard's gonna be able to fight it back. There's Stoy. Set outside, Bennett. It's out. And they want the tip on the ball, but to no avail, just as Leonard made their case. Here's Stoy. Set up to Brown. Blocked at the net by Smith, and this one's gonna go long. So now Kyrie Dirksen serving for the Chisum Lady Mustangs. Set straight up. And again, hitting the rafters. And Chisum sending it over. It goes out. I think that one was more about kind of the positioning of, where you had to send it from. But nonetheless, Chisum 8-7 leading. But Leonard, as they've done, has just stuck around. Bradbury. Now Meyer set back. Bradbury hits it into the net. And now we're tied up. It'll be Jasper Cunningham serving for Leonard. Spring it forward. And now Leonard takes the lead, 9-8. Spring it, Meyer goes to the outside, a big hit, but once again, those blocks, you know, it's an art, and Leonard is really good at it. You get that block and somehow get it to softly pop in the air for your back row to control the ball. And Leonard has done it all night. Set outside, Bradbury, big hit. And it goes right back to her, and no, she says not again. Point to the Chisum Lady Mustangs. And, you know, stating the obvious, if you are Chisum, you're probably going to be trying to set up Wheaton and Bradbury on the outside as frequently as possible. As you had ball serving. And a great job by Dirksen defensively. As Bradbury finding the open spot on the floor. And we're knotted back at 10. Ball set to serve again for the Chisum Lady Mustangs. And it's just going to end up at the bottom of the net, and then clearly mishit. And that's one thing about, another one about Leonard that you haven't seen a ton of is, you know, not a lot of service mistakes, you know. Ava Flowers. And meanwhile, I wouldn't say Chisum has made a lot, but certainly a few more than Leonard has in this bi-district round. As Springett is there, back set. And once again, Logan Meyer, the outside hitters for the Chisum Lady Mustangs, as Heidi Wheaton checks in for Springett. 12-11, Smith to serve. And that's beautiful. My goodness. That serve would have made R.A. Dickey and Tim Wakefield jealous. Now tied up once again, and job well done by Leonard. Ball set, Bradbury into the net. And I don't know, maybe your sets need to be a little closer towards the net. I'm not sure, but that's happened a few times. And outside set this time, and yeah, I think overcorrected. Got a little too far on top of the net, and it allowed Leonard to just kind of dump it right in front of you. 14-12. And now the shoe has kind of gone on the other foot as far as a set lead goes, as Chisum sends it over. Set outside to Stoy. Popped up, and now just right into the net. Self-inflicted wounds here in the fourth set. Timeout, Chisum, 15-12. And we will take a timeout with them. We'll be right back here on Game Day.
Sorry you're under the weather, Susie. Here are those loan docs.
Thanks, James. I'm so glad we didn't have to delay this closing.
Tissue?
Thanks.
Secure and safe loan closings, or take care of just about any banking task. Experience the credit union difference. Anytime, anywhere. With RRCU's digital banking. Do you RRCU?
Back at Bonham, set number 4. Leonard leading 15-12 in the fourth set, leading 2-1. And for the Chisum Lady Mustangs, you've got to play some way, that fine line of careful, don't make mistakes, but also stay aggressive. It's who you are. And, you know, just as we say, you can't make mistakes, self-inflicted wounds. They hit one right into the net. And this one's going to go out. So Chisum, we mentioned it before that break, Leonard hadn't had a lot of service errors. That time they do. And coming in, you're going to have Breland Bridges to serve for Chisum. 16-13. Really nice serve, but a job well done by Leonard. Again, defensively. And then a big hit, saved from the back row by Flowers. And then there's the standards, the rafters. You get a nice pop in the air. You know, that ball was certainly playable, but hit the rafters and send it down sharply at an angle that you're not anticipating. And that you can't anticipate. Here's Stoy on the other side. And now we are in dangerous territory. 18-13 as Bridges comes out and Bradbury back in. Set up, out, long. 19-13. Timeout Chisum. Coach Nickerson wanting to talk about it. And we will be right back here on Game Day.
We're here at the biggest game of the year for the kickoff. And I say these local guys have no competition, John.
No doubt, Stephen. Why sweat in the press box?
When you can sit like a king.
And we got the best seats in the house right here, baby.
Where every seat is the best seat.
Oh yeah, Texas Furniture and Appliance. Local since 1927.
These players are definitely in their comfort zone.
You say something?
Back in Bonham, and the Chisum Lady Mustangs and their phenomenal record-breaking season on the line here in the fourth set. Leonard leading 2-1 and leading this set 19-13, as you can see on your screen. And like I said, Chisum's going to have to find that way to play aggressively but careful, right? You can't make errors, you can't afford them, but at the same time, you have made a living being a team that goes up for big kills and doing things that might otherwise be risky. Here's Stoy, blocked by Wheaton. Bradbury. And there's a big hit. And this one over on the Leonard side. Point goes over to the Chisum Lady Mustangs. Meyer serving. Set up by Stoy, and the point kill going over to Leonard. Now, set number 1, Chisum had a lead similar to this, and Leonard came back to win it. If you are Chisum, you're thinking about the inverted version of that. You're going to have to double up this very good Leonard team who, you know, we were talking about it before the match. You win 33 games, 33-7 on the season, I believe was the record. 33-7 and finished third in your district, 7-5. It feels like there's something in there that we don't know. I don't know if we're talking about a hurt player that missed district, if we're talking, I don't know. Maybe that district is just terrific. But nonetheless, Leonard has seriously brought it here tonight, as there's a kill. That'll keep the game going. Heidi Wheaton, 22-16 with Springett. Set up to the outside, and Springett's there. Bennett, yes. Now you've got the line judge who's looking at it saying that it was in, and then the official up on the standard says no, it was out. That's tough. And this point is going to go over to Leonard. And now Stoy, who is a tough customer at the service line, 24-16. As Bennett pushes it over. This one's wide. It'll go over to Chisum, so you're still alive. Now you need 7 straight to keep this thing going. You got to get it tied up at 24-24 with no margin for error as Dirksen hits it into the net. 25-17. And a truly magical season for the Chisum Lady Mustangs comes to an end. And that also brings our broadcast to an end. First, road to the UIL. Road to the UIL. Leadership, and that's going to do it for the road to the UIL presented by your Texas Ford dealer, and it'll do it for our broadcast here tonight. For Reed Preston, Greg Bedford, Tatiana Coleman, I'm Stephen Johnston. Thank you guys so very much for joining us here on Game Day.